I can hear you through the speakers, but not through the correct speaker. So we have something plugged in inaccurately. So let's try this again here.
Okay.
Impossible.
Now.
How do you hear Mackenzie?
Okay, now can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Much better. We had something plugged in wrong. So what I'm going to do is, this is my 7th grade class. This is my first period class. Second period class. And they would like to ask you some questions about what you teach, where you teach, maybe some of your educational information that you've done either in the past or here recently even. So I'm going to hand the microphone off to a student, and she's going to be asking some questions. I'm going to stand in the background and watch.
Okay.
How long have you been teaching?
This is my 19th year, so I'm close to 20.
It's not my turn. My turn. Where do you teach?
I teach at Fairfield High School.
Oh, Fairfield.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to be a teacher?
I don't know. It's just something I kind of always wanted to do and felt like it was what I was supposed to do, I guess.
What college did you go to?
Well, I graduated with my bachelor's degree from the University of Texas at Tyler, but right now I am going to a school called American Military University, and I'm about to finish up a master's degree in World War II history.
Nice. Random questions. Can you speak some Spanish for us?
¿Qué me gustaría decir? That means, what would you like me to say?
What? I don't know.
Me llamo Jeff y soy profesor de español y historia y teatro. That means my name is Jeff. I'm a history, theater, and Spanish teacher.
Okay, I missed that. Was it history, Spanish, and what else?
Theater. Right now I'm actually not teaching any Spanish classes. I'm just teaching theater and U.S. history right now.
Dude, I was going to have
Are you a LeBron James fan?
I don't watch too much basketball.
Come on. That's embarrassing. Whatever. What grade do you teach?
My history classes are 11th grade, and most of my theater students are 11th grade, but I have a few 10th grade and a few 12th grade and 2 freshmen, two 9th graders.
Ask him what his favorite sport is.
What is your favorite sport?
Baseball.
You made some people happy in here.
What's your favorite baseball team?
Okay, one person speaking at a time. It's hard to hear.
What's your favorite team?
I guess probably the Texas Rangers.
That's big.
I used to watch the Astros a lot when I was a kid because we would go to their games a lot when I was a kid. I enjoyed that.
What's your favorite? Who's your favorite player?
Ooh, I don't know. That's kind of tough. I always liked Nolan Ryan. I don't think anybody has kind of taken his place since then.
That's kind of favorite college.
Okay, I have a few questions that I would like to ask. Okay. A couple of, well, it's been almost a month ago. We did a activity where they had to find a career and find out what that person did throughout their day.
Okay.
And they had to figure out, what they did from the time they got to work to the time they ended. I found out that 7th graders have not a very good perception of what goes on throughout a workday. They're learning. They're still young. Can you give us some things of what you do throughout your work day at school, what your day is like? Are there certain days when you all have different responsibilities, or just give us a day in the life of Mr. Wright at Fairfield High School?
Okay. I have to be here at 7:30 in the morning so that in case we have any students that need tutorials, I can be here for them. The bell rings to start class at 7:45, and then I have my first period theater class, and I enjoy teaching theater because it's not a lot of book work. It's a lot of acting projects, skits, and things like that. So it's a fun class to teach, and we do a lot of that, especially in my first period class. They're really good with that. And then I have conference period, second period, which is what I'm doing now, and then another theater class, third period. After third period, we have break, which during the spring semester, it's not so much a break. It's like a tutorial time and stuff. But once we finish the STAR test, then we go back to having break for about 20 minutes. And I am the sponsor of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes for our school. And so we meet every Tuesday at break and have a time where usually a student will teach a Bible study and stuff like that. We do that once a week. And then then I have my 4th period and 5th period classes are U.S. history class, and then lunch, 6th period is theater, 7th period history, 8th period theater, and then we finish classes at 3:25, and I have to be here till 3:45. Now, I also, being a theater teacher, I direct our school's plays, and so we have one play in the fall semester and one in the spring semester. The spring semester is our one-act play for contests. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm here till at least 7 o'clock because we have our play practices until that time. But that's my typical day.
Do you have any other responsibilities, or do you have any other jobs that you take care of or do throughout the week?
Can you repeat that question, please?
Do you have other jobs or activities that you do outside of school that you have to take care of?
I do. I'm also a preacher, so I pastor Northside Baptist Church over in Mejia, and so I have to prepare my Sunday school lesson and my sermon, and if someone needs, if there's someone sick or in the hospital, I go visit them, and I teach other classes with that and take care of all that. I also have been, like I said, working on my master's degree in World War II history, so I've been doing a lot of homework, a lot of studying, a lot of writing papers and things like that, and I also am a part owner of a flower shop in Mejia, so on Saturdays I go work there. So I stay pretty busy.
Definitely not just 8 to 5 type jobs, are they?
Not at all.
Not at all. About the World War II history, is there some history stories that you find most interesting that you can kind of share with the students? I have a few history buffs in here, and I know I have another class that I have several history students that are interested in history. Can you briefly give us a story that's most interesting to you? Yes,
my last class I just finished up a few weeks ago, was on World War II in the Eastern Front, and that was the war between Germany and Russia during World War II. And I had to write a research paper for that class, so I chose for my topic Russian snipers during World War II and the part they played. And something I didn't really know before, but in the Russian military during World War II, they allowed women to be in combat just like the men. And what I discovered was that one of the best Russian snipers was actually a woman, and her name was Lyudmila Pavlichenko. And she had 309 confirmed kills as a sniper, but a lot of times she hunted alone, so she didn't have anybody to confirm her kills. So she actually probably had over 500 German officers and others that she was successful in eliminating as she was a sniper during the war. And she got injured at one point. She got shot in the stomach, and so when she after that happened and she recovered, they actually sent her to the United States during the war to come and try to encourage the United States to be more active, because this was before we had invaded the beaches of Normandy. If you've seen the Saving Private Ryan movie, this was before that part happened. And so they sent her here to try to encourage us, and she was very, very popular here in America when she came. Then she went back and became a sniper instructor after that. So that was something I did not expect to find, but really thought was pretty interesting. The one thing I like about history is you can study anything. If you are interested in sports, you can study sports history. I have a friend who has written at least 2 books. One is about NFL players who fought in war, and another's about Major League Baseball players that fought in war. If you're interested in purses, you can study the history of purses. I mean, you can find anything in history that you're interested in, and you can study that and enjoy yourself as you study it. It's not just about politics and stuff like that. It can be anything you want to study.
I didn't think about studying history of items like that. And you think of history, you do think of politics and how governments work with each other or against each other, or however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But that does give an interesting viewpoint, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. Is there anything that you would like to ask one of my students?
What is your favorite subject? Or any history buffs?
Where do I have any history buffs in here? You're really interested in history. Ellie, stand up for a moment. Okay.
Ellie's that one right
Ellie is right over there. She does have I think 100 average in her history class right now. She's really good on remembering details, but she's a little shy, so we won't make her look this direction. And so does Calvin. Calvin, stand up.
Man, Kelly.
Good.
He's going to be my UIL leader for next year. He just doesn't know it yet for UIL.
Hey, dude,
Social
I'm gonna
studies.
get first place again.
Who had a
Garrett
question?
got Kinley first.
Mackenzie? Mackenzie has a question, so I'll let her ask.
Okay.
You didn't have a question?
She told you to ask her.
What's 2 + 2?
What was your first job before you became a teacher?
Well, I actually was working in the hospital for a while. I thought I wanted to go into the medical field. When I was a kid, I used to think I wanted to be a doctor. But the more I worked in the medical field, the more I realized it had its fun and interesting parts, but it was not, I didn't enjoy it. And so I had thought, like I said earlier, I kind of wanted to be a teacher as well, especially in my teenage years, and so I kind of came back to that at that point.
You do? Okay. Calvin has a question here.
Okay.
What city did you grow up in?
I was born in Houston, but we moved to Mejia when I was 3, and except for while I was at college, I've been there ever since. I probably wouldn't still live there except for the church hired me as their pastor when I was fixing to finish college, and so I've been there since I was 24 as the pastor, so I just still in Mejia.
All right, Mr. Wright, thank you so much for entertaining our class and informing us. And I think one person's going to close out and say goodbye. I do want to let you know that we are having this recorded, and I'll be able to send you a link to the YouTube video recording of this.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. I enjoyed the visit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.